What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Hope everybody's had an excellent week. Another long one as a Jets fan as the losses keep piling up, the excuses all over the place, and now you have Jets fans arguing with other Jet fans about the reasons why they're losing. And lost in all of this is that some of the things Aaron Glenn's doing with the media is really starting to bother me. His commentary and the perception it's giving off. And, you know, like when he first met the media, when he was hired as a Jets head coach, he came off very proud, very intense, very focused, his way or the highway, accountability, all about winning, all about competition. And then once the losses started piling up, he couldn't really answer to accountability. The excuses, big ships turn slowly. This is a long process. We have a long way to go. All right, I understand that you got to pivot when things go wrong. But now the comments about his decision-making, and he references the media, is not the way to handle this. Case in point, last week when the media asked him about why you bench Justin Fields, he's like, well, I thought it was the wrong time. And then what would be the aftermath of that? The aftermath of that was, first of all, you may actually win the game, which is the most important thing. And then actually it would show accountability for your quarterback. Like, we have a standard, we have a level here. It's not meeting it. I have to go a different direction. You can't care about what the media circuit is going to be created by that. Who cares what the media says? Who cares what the fans say? It's about doing what's best for your football team. And then again today, they asked about Justin Fields not throwing interceptions. He's like, well, if you threw interceptions, you guys keep bitching about that. Actually, I'd rather see Justin Fields let it rip, and that means throw a couple interceptions, but it's a high-flying offense and they're scoring points and they're fun to watch, then so be it. But who cares what the media is saying about your team? For a coach that says it's not about the outside noise outside noise right now is living rent-free in your head. This is the problem when you hire a first-time head coach and that inherits this Jet circus. This circus, which has a lot of clowns, will consume you and override you and run you out of town. And it's happened over last 13, 14 years with the strongest of men. And I'm shocked by this because, first of all, Aaron Glenn played in this market. You should know all about it. He's being mentored by Bill Parcells, Dan Campbell, Sean Payton, Pete Carroll. Like, they should listen, man. The last of all things you should be worrying about is what's going on outside your building. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is finding out ways to improve this team as fast as possible before you get fired within 2 years. So Glenn's got to figure this out, man. He's got to stop feeding into this, man. It's becoming embarrassing and concerning where you're really wondering if this coach, which I wondered a lot last week, is in over his head, which it seemed like he was. Not saying fire him this year, but there are some red flags here that have to be changed over the next 11 weeks. In terms of the trade deadline, this is where you wonder too, because if he's worried about benching Justin Fields, can you imagine trading Breece Hall? Now, the article came out today with Jeremy Fowler referencing a lot of players, and to me, Breece Hall is a no-brainer at this point. The one thing about Joe Douglas that always bothered me was he was never proactive, he was always reactive. If you're not going to pay Breece Hall next year, and he wants out, and you can get something for him, you trade him out the trade deadline. And now the thing that everybody says, well, Braylon Allen's hurt, there's nobody behind him. You find somebody else. You have Isaiah Davis, you have Khalil Herbert. Go get the running back and figure it out. Your offenses suck with or without Breece. If you want to get that, say, 4th round pick or whatever it is, do it, move on, we'll all be fine. In terms of anybody else on offense, I mean, I'm not really sure what they're doing at Allen Lazard at this point. You have to embrace the youth movement. You're 0-6, probably win 3 games this year. You should see Skinner playing, Brandon Smith, Pritchett. Lazard could be inactive for all I care, but you've got to weed out the contracts, weed out the bad contracts, weed out the veteran players you're not going to have here next year, and move on. Let's see Stone Smart play more. If you know Ruckert's not going to be here, there's a market for him. I genuinely don't care anymore. To me, on offense, Garrett Wilson, the guy I would not consider. On defense, some names that were mentioned that really bother me is, the Jets it's taken forever to find pass rushers, and Joe Douglas has successfully decimated the defensive line, where it's very limited now, but you have 2 guys in Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald, to me, could be building blocks for your defense. 2 explosive guys, young guys, great energy, great passion. They're bringing it all to the field. Those are guys you want to build your defense around. I wouldn't trade either one of them, dude, unless you get blown completely out of the water. You figure, Saleh and the 49ers will want them. Unless they buckle up and pay you all kinds of compensation, not happening. Now, Quinnen Williams is a name that's being mentioned, and I can see that, to be honest with you. And I don't want to see Quinnen go, but you almost feel like he deserves better. He's put in his time here. You got to figure he's ridiculously frustrated. And if you get a 1st round pick and something else, I would probably do it. And it sucks to say that, but that's kind of where we're at right now. Same thing with Quincy Williams, coming off an injury. He's been a great Jet. He's done a lot of good things, but are you going to pay him next year? Probably not. So if you can get any value from him, I'd probably let him go too and let the rookie play more. To me, let a lot of rookies play on defense. You saw Malachi Moore. You see, Brownlee Jr.'s playing, not a rookie, but if you can get more of, A.Z. Thomas in there, get as many rookies playing as possible. So this lost year actually has some value where all these guys are getting significant playing time. So you can actually evaluate them now and see what they are. Do your analysis now. So going into next year, you know where your true holes are. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So trade deadline is going to be interesting. And you wonder if Glenn's worried about benching Justin Fields. Are they worried about the backlash if they trade Breece Hall? If you operate like that, which is some amateur hour nonsense, you're not going to be here too long.